What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the video. Today is July 31st. That's a Sunday. Just wanted to get on here and let you guys know that I am going to be starting a cut. So I usually do a cut every year. It's become kind of a tradition for the last 3 or 4 years. I don't really do a crazy bulk or anything like that, but I'll try to get stronger throughout the year, and then when the summer comes around, I usually do a cut. Now this time I decided that I wasn't going to do a cut because I have not been very consistent in the gym since about last December. My wife was pregnant. She had a very rough pregnancy, so we were in and out of the hospital a lot. And then when he came, that kind of made the whole scheduling mess up as well. So there was many times where I was only working out once to twice a week. Sometimes I wasn't working out the whole week at all. So when the summer was coming around, I decided that, you know what, it's probably not the best thing to do a cut right now. Why am I going to deplete myself more? Why am I going to lose more strength? Because strength was already going down. I wasn't in the gym. I was starting to lose size. So I thought, you know what, let me just work through the summer. Let me go in a slight surplus, see if I could gain that strength back, see if I could get stronger, and then next year I'll do the cut. The thing is, though, I have my sister's wedding coming up in September, and then my grandfather's wedding is, I believe, a week after that. So, I only have one suit that I wore 3 years ago, and I was lighter then, almost about 10 pounds lighter then. So this suit is a little snug now. And two, I'm broke, so I don't want to go buy another suit. I don't want to go and, pay for that because they can be expensive. And it's a nice suit. I've only worn it once. It's just kind of tight. So I'm going to do this cut. I'm going to try to get down maybe, let me see. So this morning I weighed in about 181, I believe. So if I can get down to around 172, 8 or 9 pounds, maybe even 174, I think I should be good. And the suit should fit fine. I should have a little bit of room in there. Right now, it's not really looking like that. So this is the suit here in the bag, and I'll try it on for you guys in a second. That way you could see what I'm working with and how it's looking. Alright, so as you see, it's not too bad, honestly, but like on the slats, the back, it's a little snug. I'm gonna have to be pretty stiff, but I do have some room. I'll feel a lot more comfortable if I lost a couple pounds. I'm gonna try with the jacket though, because that's what is, I believe, last time I tried it. Yeah, see, it's not. I don't want to rip it. Hold up. It just ain't flattering right now. Then I'll even try to button this thing. Let me see if I can. Whew. It ain't gonna work, man. I kind of lose a little bit, so it's gonna rip. So that's the goal. Get down a couple of pounds. Make sure this thing fits pretty good, and then yeah, I'll show you guys what I'm doing with the rest of my cut in terms of working out, diet, stuff like that. Excuse the wind, sorry about that. But so in terms of my workout, what am I doing differently, if anything? When I start a cut, I keep my workouts the same. Now, one mistake I used to do years ago when I first started is I would try to superset everything. I would do, drop sets and triple sets, and bring the rest times down a lot lower, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, because in my mind I thought I could burn more calories if I move more, if I sweat more, and that's going to help me to lose more weight. When in reality, we don't burn as many calories as we think, especially when we're just lifting weights, or even when we're running or doing high intensity cardio. You're not going to burn as many calories as you think. At the same time, you want to maintain as much muscle and as much strength as possible. Now in my case, I'm not doing a super deep cut. I'm not going 20 plus pounds, or I'm only doing it's a small cut, so I shouldn't have to worry about this too much. but the same principles apply. I want to maintain as much strength and as much muscle as possible, so I'm going to treat my workouts the same as if I wasn't doing a cut. Now, the more of a cut you do, you are going to, of course, run into some muscle loss, some strength loss. That's going to happen. It's inevitable. But for right now, keeping everything the same, still trying to push it, still trying to make gains. That way I don't lose any progress. Alright, so let me tell you guys what I was doing, how I was preparing before I actually started the cut. So before the cut, the week prior, I wanted to track everything that I was eating, and just be honest with myself. So if I was eating out, if I was eating at home, I wanted to weigh everything. And what I did is I just had this regular scale. I believe I got it from Amazon, so a cheap little scale. And I used an app called MyFitnessPal. You could use other ones that I believe there's a Chronometer. That one's good because it will track like your vitamins and your minerals if you need to keep an eye on those things. So I tracked 5 days on MyFitnessPal, so I'm going to show you guys what those 5 days were looking like, and then how I figured out where I was going to actually start my cut. So just to start, that 2,200 calories there where it says goal, I believe this is from a prior cut about a year or so ago where I was cutting pretty low. I started at about 2,800 calories. I know I had some pasta that I didn't end up putting in this day. The following day, you could see I ate a lot more calories, 3,500. And I'm just tracking everything. I'm tracking, when I went out to eat and what restaurants. And that's the goal here, is to be honest. Because if you're not being honest with yourself, if you're feeling that, bad about what you ate, it's okay. You don't need to feel guilty about that. It just be honest. What did you eat? Did you go out and eat? Did you have cheeseburgers? Did you have chips? That's fine, because it's going to give you a more accurate start, and it's not going to put you in such a deficit, if you were to lie on here. Following day, 3,166 calories. So these were the days too where I was a lot more active at work. Then as the week goes on, they get a little bit lower, 2,700 calories. And then I believe there might be 2 more days, 2,800 calories here. And then we'll go on, I believe. So as you see on this day, I believe I got a little bit higher calories, but I didn't end up tracking everything. I'm not sure if I included this day in there, but I know I had 5 in total. So what I did is I added all of those together, and then I divided them by 5 to get my mean, or my average, which came out to around, I believe it was 3,000 or 3,100. And I'm more on the side of starting a deficit a little bit lower, so the 300 calorie range. I like to start off lower, that way I have more options. If I start off too aggressive or do a really high deficit, it's not going to leave me with much options when I hit a plateau. So the last tip that I'm going to give you guys is to be easy on yourself. When you first are starting a cut, or even if it's your second or your third cut, even like myself, you're going to make mistakes. It's just part of the journey. You're going to have to make trial and errors and redo calculations. It's just all of our bodies change, and our bodies are adapting to this new process. Especially if you've been eating pretty bad for a long time, like how I've been. Body's changing, you're mentally trying to, eat healthier and let go of those bad habits. And you might make mistakes. You might go over your calories. There might be some days where you're really busy and you're way under your calories. Just because you have a bad day or you have a bad meal, it doesn't mean it's going to ruin all of your progress. These minor mistakes, just make a mental note of it, or even write it down. That way, when you run into this situation again, you won't make that same mistake, and you'll still hit those goals in the long term. So don't beat yourself up over it. I made plenty of mistakes. I made plenty of bad choices when dieting in the past, and that's why I just want to share my journey with you guys, to help you maybe not make those mistakes. I am barely starting. I know I'm going to have to make some adjustments. I know my calories that I'm starting at right now is not what I'm going to stay at towards the end, and I just know I got to take it one day at a time, and then just enjoy the process. I will get to that goal. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope these tips help. If you guys want to add anything else, maybe comment below, and I will keep you guys updated on the journey.